All right, good morning, good morning. It's 4 minutes gone past 9 o'clock, and it's time for the To The Point program for today, Friday, the 15th day of November. As you can see in the studio, I've got with me a very vibrant young man, and this morning he is a youth parliamentarian. His name is Jamal Mitchell. Good morning, Jamal.
Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, everybody. A special warm greetings goes out to our regional sponsors and our international sponsors. Viewers listening online, this is the time to double tap the screen, join the stream, and share the live. Good morning to Grenada.
Yeah. You sound like a composer there, boy. You right calypso and thing?
I haven't tried it.
Okay. All right. Jamal, I want to get some background information. Who is Jamal?
Well, Jamal is a Mitchell. And in saying that, I grew up from a family that has respects, morals, and values.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something we were taught very young and is expected from us. So to all my Mitchells, my family, we are doing good.
Now, you had to be precise because we have a political landscape in Grenada that seems to be dominated by Mitchells. Former Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Kate Mitchell, and the current Prime Minister, Deacon Mitchell. Are you related to any of them?
We are family. All of us are family. I'm related to both of them.
Okay.
Right? Both of them.
All right. Okay, so this politics thing around in the family. Okay.
And since we're talking about Jamal Mitchell, I was a young person, young man growing up and going to secondary school. It's not easy for a young man as we once thought it was before. Young men don't get the support as we were getting once upon a time. Now, young men are the victims to bullying and discrimination. So, as a young man growing up, nobody feels sorry for a young man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we go through these things alone and we expected to be strong about it. They will say, toughen up, young man, don't cry. I have a friend that wasn't tough enough and he took it too far. Right? So we have to be aware of mental health. So that's why I decided to become an entrepreneur. I'm not gonna sit down and worry about somebody trying to solve a problem when I know I have the potential within me. So even if teacher, principal, students, because there's come in groups there, come and try to make me feel that I'm worth nothing. You know, you have to redefine your worth as an individual. And we as Grenadians, we need to know our worth.
Okay. Now, what actually got you involved into this youth parliament stuff?
Okay. To be honest with everybody, I enjoy cutting hair. To this day, I still enjoy cutting hair. Everybody know I was a barber. We have generating revenue in secondary school to pay for certain practicals, so I know because of financial constraints, I wasn't able to do it, but I used that way of making an honest dollar to be able to help me in situations. So it was a lot of discipline. To become an entrepreneur requires discipline, and not just financial discipline, but emotional disciplines as well. Knowing when there's a border, and knowing when to prevent things from crossing that border. So we need to establish a barrier for things that are not helping us to elevate as not just young people, but everybody on a whole. So I always advocate for love, peace, and unity as Grenadians. So this youth parliament came about. I wasn't interested at the moment because I was doing courses for beekeeping and entrepreneurial courses to better myself in agriculture. So at the moment I was doing some agricultural studies. So I said when I put it on pause, I would take part in the youth parliament. But I was still trying my best to channel ideas and ways we could be able to have a more productive economy. And I was expecting that results was going to come back to me. But I was generating a couple of ideas, voicing it, and apparently I didn't want any more ideas to be a political gimmicks, right? If I come with it, it's because I see there's a need to get the information to people, right? I didn't have to go through certain things in life. We all know that we didn't have to go through certain things, but it's to make us stronger as Grenadians. So we must not allow our past from the incident on the fort where Sir Eric Machugeri and a couple other Grenadians. We must not allow our past to still hinder on us, right? Sympathy goes out. But we must move forward in a direction that these were not just sacrifices. These were people fighting for freedom, right? Financial freedom is there. Everybody needs to sleep good at the night. If rain falling or not, their head's not supposed to be wet.
Okay.
So it's something that really got to me, and I saw myself needing to solve a different purpose. I still cut here to the school chair and I talk to them about mental health. I've been doing it since GBSS, right? As an old boy, I've been doing it since GBSS, and I've been seeing that while cutting these students here, I was able to change their perspective on life and how people make them feel emotionally down-spirited. So we need upliftments throughout our communities, our parishes, throughout the Tri-Land states. We all are one people. And the young people, and even pregnant young girls as well. Everybody. I will never forget the people on the side of the road, the vagrants as well. Because there are people that was. These are people, everybody is worth something. I should never be about election and to vote, and that's the only time you're worth something. You have a say in what happens in your country. And these are conversations that always comes up in a barbershop. And I know that we could be able to talk about certain things, and it could be able to reach a larger audience. So this is an opportunity for me to reach out to a larger audience.
Okay. All right. So having said that, what are your perspectives on youth in agriculture today?
Well, thank you, Jesus, for this program, because we were in the 2023. Last year in December, we had a 2024 budget, right? And I was one of the very few farmers that was at that meeting, and a lot of good things were said. And as a young person, we don't have assets as people who are way older than us. So it takes some time for us to be able to acquire these assets. But this gives us a breaking point in our life where we could be able to get training, certification, and future development, business and ethically. We will have significant positive impact on our tourism economy. So not just our tourism economy, because everything go hand in hand. Agro-tourism is something I'm campaigning for again. So many ideas, so many programs to be implemented. And this gives us young people to voice our ideas directly to the public. It's not going to pass through a middleman anymore. And sometimes you hear about it, sometimes you're going to not hear about it. I'm telling you, Grenada, you're going to hear about it, and you're included at the table as well. So this is our table, and we have solutions. So this is an opportunity for me as a young person in youth parliament to have a conversation with our people and to showcase the responsibility that young people have, that we so underestimated. We have the potential, and we must not let our elders make us feel that we do not have the power within us. God created us. God created us such in a way that we are so impressive to this universe that He needs to get thanks and praise for the way our body can heal itself. So we need to heal our minds as people and what past trauma we've been through. Our culture is such in a way, our historical past is something that caused trauma. We need to wake up Grenadians and look for a new Grenada. We need a rebirth. Pure Grenada, we need a rebirth. And this is a wake-up call to everybody. We will become the Grenada that we said originally we will be. Despite the Isle of Spice, sweet Grenada. Okay.
All right. So, going back to the question that I asked, do you think that we have enough youth involved in agriculture, which inevitably ties into the economic development of Grenada? Youth in agriculture, you think we have enough youth participation? With the age and day that we are in, everything is technologically advanced now. Gone are the days when our grandparents had to toil hard and with the fork and the spade and so forth. Everything is mechanized and so forth now. So with a younger generation coming into agriculture, do you think we have enough young people that are pointing themselves in that direction?
Well, firstly, we have to acknowledge that there's a lot of young people who aren't even aware of this program to begin with. So this program needs to be marketed to a standpoint that everybody's talking about it within the communities, and we need to provide the information, just like how I'm speaking about the Youth in Agriculture program right now. This is something that should be mandatory. I believe that these programs shouldn't just cut off when a political party is in power or not. I believe that these programs should continue to remain on stream so that our country can put a continuous improvement on the growth of our people, and we shouldn't put it on a pause for when this party is in power or not in power. We need to deal with these issues immediately. And this is why I would always advocate for young people to be in youth in agriculture. We have it. We just don't have the assets. That's the problem. We are the young people, and we have the ability to do these things because we go through certain things in life, but we just don't have the assets. That's the real facts about it. We don't. So the poor going to be poor? No, I don't see that. The rich going to be richer? It's okay, right? But the poor and the vulnerable must not remain poor and vulnerable. We need to have our people sleeping good at the night because we are working very hard as people every day, going to the job, coming back home. We deserve to have comforts in our beds and a roof over our head, and we're not supposed to be getting wet at night from when the rain is coming. Also, brother, as we are talking about safety of our people, it's so sad to say that the natural disaster that took place in River Road and all over Grenada is something that shows that, Jamal, we as a country, we need insurance, right? And if we do have insurance, we need insurance that could be able to cover us completely. Not half of the country, not one island alone, but cover all of us.
Okay.
So, young people always say it, every day things going up, prices going up, skyrocketing. How we going to survive? Listen, if it is that we have an insurance company that can properly insure us for natural disasters, it's just going to get worse, Grenada, this is just going to get worse, the natural disasters, unless we put our best foot forward and try to safeguard our food security, right? Food banks, seed banks, etc. We got a lot of work to do, right? And this is an opportunity for us to be able to talk together and get the message of it. It shouldn't be I know, he know. We should talk about it.
Okay.
So we could be able to come up with solutions, innocent as well. We could be able to come up with solutions that are making sense and ethical to our economy.
Okay. All right, folks, we take a commercial break. We'll be back. I'm speaking with Jamal Mitchell. He is a member of the Youth Parliament. He's a candidate. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Tourism connects us all.
Did you know that tourism generates revenue and foreign exchange earnings?
Did you know it stimulates infrastructural development and facilitate cultural exchange among people?
You must know tourism is linked to all industries,
from agriculture to construction.
So support the industry today and be welcoming to all our visitors.
Tourism is my business. Tourism is your business. Tourism is our business. Listen, one and all. Tourism connects us all.
A message from the Ministry of Tourism
and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
This week, we're headed back to the big parish, Victoria Park, Grenville, for more thrilling matches to climax the round of 16. Football lovers, brace yourselves for another 2 electrifying nights of intense football action in the 14th annual Carib Wagiti Super Knockout on Saturday, November 16th. Kickoff time, 7 p.m. Game 1, Hard Rock Ballers versus St. John's Sports Club. And in Game 2, Hurricanes SC versus South Spartans SC. And that's from 9 p.m. Then on Sunday, November 17th, the excitement continues with Shamrock FC playing Spice Mobile Idlers from 6 p.m. And in Game 2, defending champion Paradise FC International versus Combined Northerners. Admission only $25 for each action-packed day. The 14th edition of the Carib Wagiti Super Knockout is on. Don't miss a game. Wagiti Super Knockout.
It's time to lace up, Grenada. The 25th Grenadian General Insurance Half Marathon and 10K is back, happening on Sunday, November 17th, starting at 2 p.m. Feel the adrenaline rush from Corinth St. David's all the way to the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. 10K starts in Woodlands for participants under the age of 15, with monetary prizes up for grabs for the top 10 male and female finishers in the half marathon and the top 5 male and female finishers in the 10K, plus a special prize for the oldest finisher and special cash prize for the school or club or organization with the most finishers. And don't worry, we've got you covered with transportation provided. Ready to race? Let's hit the road! Sunday, November 17th. Register now and be part of Grenada's biggest race event of the year.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the Point program for this morning. I'm joined by Jamal Mitchell. All right, he is a youth parliamentarian, and one of his focal points is agriculture, the innovations and innovative ways that we can embrace agriculture in this dispensation. Jamal, what do you say to that?
I say agriculture is something that is constantly evolving, right? So our traditional means and ways of doing agriculture before, yes, they were effective, but the climate was a different climate back then, and now we're seeing climate change is in full effect. So we need to have some advance in our technology and how we, and methods, specifically methods and technologies, how we go about doing agriculture. And I even see that we need to encourage young people, because we're not seeing much young people in agriculture nowadays. So the hot sun is a really serious problem that I see the young people are facing. I went to school, and while I went to school, I noticed the students at Happy Hill Secondary School and GBSS, because I went to Happy Hill at first, right? I noticed that these students love agriculture, and they don't have adequate shading for these plants and these little nurseries to go about. So it's something that I see that the schools could implement, where once they receive the assistance, if it's sponsors, support, donations, to be able to have these students to have these new methods of farming. So thinking about all of these things, I said, okay, Jamal, while the students have in the classes, they could actually have the trays in the nursery, and they could go about watering them with the rainwater, of course. And, it's how we introduce everything. How you introduce something to a child or a baby is something you have to introduce and continue to introduce. You're never too old to learn something, so we need to adapt the way we think and modernize everything that we're implementing today. Even not digital, but technologically, we need to have those advancements. And I believe that Grenadians, we are capable of maintaining these advancements, right? So we need to have discipline in how we spend our monies, how we manage our monies, and also how we decide to manage our time. So it's a matter of us as Grenadians being disciplined with the responsibility to our future. And the choices we make, we see that these choices have an effect not just on us, but they have an effect on the next 3 and 4 generations to come. If nobody decides to speak up or come out like how I'm talking about things, we will not see that improvement in advancements that we're always advocating for, even in the classrooms, brothers and sisters. We had this forum where we're campaigning, and I went to Apple Secondary School with my opponent, Angela Bowen. And what happened is that while the both of us were there, we had laptops to present on, and then if it is that we have youth parliamentarians, youth ambassadors, even people on a positive note to change Grenada and how we think, we need to see the schools having projectors that are functional and projectors that are compatible with the devices that we as presenters have. And once we as Grenadians decide that we're going to embark on this initiative, it's going to happen. Remember, I'm your voice, and you have a voice. No matter who you are in society, you have a voice.
All right. Jamal, someone asked via our social media platform, we hear the current crop of politicians keep talking. One of the key talking points is the poor and vulnerable. Now, as a youth parliamentarian, when that transition comes along, all right, what do you think, what methods and strategies that you can implement to eradicate this poor and vulnerable section of our population?
Okay. That's an excellent question, and I commend that person for being involved and interacting in our conversation. I appreciate your attention, and I appreciate your listening voice. And to everybody that's listening right now, you're doing a great job, and you too as well has a voice to voice your opinions, and we can continue to come together as we're doing right now to be able to get a realistic solution and a realistic approach to these things. No, I'm always advocating for agriculture, but I wish I could have been able to show you guys the plan on the screen right now. So we see the Ministry of Youth as a STEM, and we have different branches to different ministries, of course. Now, the 3 main ones we're focusing right now is agriculture and tourism and the Ministry of Youth, right? So the youths are the ones who don't have assets. Listen, to everybody right now, I'm a young person. I fall in the same bracket as everybody, right? I fall in the same bracket as everybody, and we have to continue to speak up. Otherwise, we'll never be heard as young people, and the elders are going to see that we making a noble movement towards betterment, and they're going to give us support. So those young people listening right now who don't get the support, you're going to get the support one day that you need. So don't be afraid to speak up. No, I'm going to speak up right now on the tourism factor. Right? I know a lot of people that are taxi drivers. I know a lot of agro-processors. And speaking about water tourism, we have a very prosperous blue economy. And speaking about the blue economy, I will just talk about sandals and the reef program, to be able to resolve all of these pending reef issues like replanting of the reefs, restoration, planting programs, whatever. We can be able to create some intelligent ideas so that we can be able to implement them to save our reefs. So just going back to the water tourism part about it, we know the scuba divers, sandals and other hotels brings up people to dive and bring them around the place in the water. Now, I always saw it as Grenada needs to be able to have a fluorescent water economy, because we have underwater sculpture parks in Grenada. We know starting to implement it in Carriacou, but we will take the necessary precautions and step by step to be able to have these things. But just to look at the brighter side of life and the brighter side for Grenada, we could be able to have monuments. We have historical people could be replaced under the Prime Minister. Once it's contributing to our history, we could have an athletic part of the underwater sculpture park. We could have something to showcase what Grenada have. Our cocoa, we could have something. Now, going back to the fishermen, I always see that we need to be certified in this country. Grenada is a lovely place, and we need to be certified in what we're doing, saying, and everything. So we must make a positive footprint to have that positive effect to be able to elevate ourselves as an economical standpoint, brothers and sisters. We need to take our time and step by step and discuss on what we can do. So the fishermen, brothers and sisters who are outside fishing right now, I'm urging everybody to get registered. Get your farmer's ID, fisherman ID, tourism ID. Get it. So we could have an updated check of all the registered persons that are partaking in these practices. Now, once your certificate is there and is provided, you will have regional standards of whatever practices you're doing. We don't want people risking their lives, and then we need to have insurance, of course. As I'm always saying, we need to have insurance. So I will talk about eating agriculture, but remember, brothers and sisters, food security is not just on land alone. So we cannot forget the fishermen as well, because some of them just don't have coolers. Some of them just don't have adequate boats. They don't have standard boats we don't want people to go out and fish and then sinking. We don't want that problem anymore. And I believe the fishermen have a voice as well, and this is an opportunity for them to have a voice. So, some of them don't even have life jackets to begin with, GPS, ride lights. We need a program to certify them, to re-educate them on what it is to be licensed on the water if we're doing this as a business contributing to our economy. Because once they are contributing to our economy, brothers and sisters, they need to have benefits and privilege, right? Because it's showing interest in Grenadians registering and becoming certified. It shows that, yes, Grenada, we have standards and we are a place of standards. So whoever is coming to, that's why I said tourism, right? Whoever is coming to visit Grenada can see that we have standards that are regionally accepted. Now, the youth in agriculture, I'm a farmer, and honestly, as a young person in farming, there's a lot of problems we have in the night and in the day and different weather conditions we do have. Sometimes we don't have enough water. Sometimes we have too much water. So we need to be able to have water harvesting methods implemented. Some farmers don't even have barrels and tanks, and these things are so essential. And I believe that we need to have more support for the farmers, because we know next year, just looking at this year and the rate we are responding to climate change, by next year coming, we will have a lot of droughts and insufficient water for our country. And I believe that we should see this before it comes and hits us. And when it comes and hits us, our plants and our food security will be impacted significantly. And we need to come forward as young people as well to be able to receive benefits for taking the food fronts, to be able to apply for these programs and getting certified. After being certified, you will be on stream to whatever opportunities comes out. So young people, we need more young people to be on board, and the Youth in Agriculture program is something that should be mandatory, of course. I'm always saying that.
All right. So we take another commercial break and we'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Grenada, get ready to celebrate the magic of the season with Christmas with GBN. Starting November 4th, join us weekdays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on GBN Television, K105 and Hot 98.
Monday kicks off with traditional stories and wellness, featuring a storytelling session with Labukan Creative Center, giveaways, nutrition tips, and live calls to share your holiday wishes. On Tuesday brings Craft Day with live and pre-recorded workshops guided by local artisans. Join us for more giveaways and connect through live calls. Wednesday features an outdoor production showcase, giving local sponsors a chance to shine from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. On Thursday, it highlights a local cuisine showcase at True Blueberry Resort. And on Friday, it wraps up the week with live entertainment in our studio, showcasing local artists and more opportunities for live calls. Don't miss out on the joy and togetherness this holiday season. Celebrate with us on Christmas with GBN.
Grenada Duty Free and GBN, we're partnering for this Christmas season. Folks, it's going to be a bumper one. We can actually start feeling the energy, the vibe is start building, the promotions that start coming in, and the fragrances, the chocolate. We have up 15%, 20%, 40%. It's going to be a crazy one. We are looking forward to seeing you. We are ready to treat you guys special. We are ready to give back to you after this whole year of, being with us and everything and the support. So with our partnership with GBN, it's going to be a bumper season. Looking forward to seeing you guys.
Proud sponsors of Christmas with GBN includes Ace Hardware, Hubbards, Flow, Duty Free Caribbean, and I'm Supportings.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the point with Jamal Mitchell, a youth parliamentarian. Jamal, on the break, you were telling me about this this plan that you have. Could you elaborate on it for us?
Well, I will elaborate on it a bit for everybody. So, once we had this youth debate, right? That was St. George's youth debate, and I was on the government side. And we came up with a brilliant idea to just showcase the young people and the potential that we have. So, with no further ado, I have to give props to them because all of us came up with the idea. The Sage Effect is what we call it. Now, our economy is the root. Remember I said yesterday, well, to those who didn't know about it, yesterday I was debating. I said, do not look at the fruits. Look at the roots of the problem. So don't watch a child and say, well, he's this and she's that. Look at where they came from and who was there to nurture them. So that's a part of the need for nurture program. It's not just for young people alone. It's for everybody. It's for youths, adults. It's for everybody because, you could still learn. And you could be able to tap into your brain receptors that God bless you with to be able to expand your learning capacities. Now, the Sage Effect is a part of the Deed for Nurture program, and our economy is the root. We need to understand that first. So whatever we put in to our young people, because they are young and their brains are not fully developed, they will have a lifelong lasting effect on them. Because we see people in their 30s and 40s with certain behavioral patterns, and it's never too late, but their brain are fully developed, so what they believe is what they believe. It's hard to break things out of big people, but it's possible to do that. But the younger ones whose brains aren't fully developed, I believe we need to keep them in line, and we need to set down the foundation for them to walk on. We cannot allow them to be walking on mud. We should put down concrete walkways for them. So this is like a ease up on the youths. So I'll break it down for all of us. So we branch off to our labor force. And yes.
And what did you say this SAGE meant? S-A-G-E?
Is a SAGE. The SAGE effect. What it means?
Yeah, S-A-G-E. What does that mean?
It was revolving at the time of the debate. It was actually agriculture, economic growth, sustainability. But you see, in the group, we had to come up with a name that everybody accepts. So that's my stick in onto it. But the group, we used a different name. So I was talking about sustenance, economic, agriculture, and growth. Remember, we're talking about agriculture and for what's there for young people. So brothers and sisters, let's continue. We look at our economy, and then we look at the labor force. Now, our labor force and NIS, we need to work together, hand in hand. And we need something to be able to motivate us to work. We need to work with something that can motivate us to life. So life is something that you don't know who go in, when they go in, is not sure, but that's why we need God to protect us and spare us. So, brothers and sisters, this is an opportunity for our labor force to expand. But I believe we need insurance, and we have NIS. We need insurance for the country, and we also need better insurance policies, not just for NIS, but for the country, to safeguard us, because some people are working in some dangerous places. I've been on construction sites before through Empower, and I've seen the places we have to go and work on top of roofs, and some people aren't really insured. Now they get damaged, and nobody can't really be responsible at the situation. So we've seen our young men are in these dangerous places, and young women, and they're risking their lives for $1. And we need something to motivate us to work harder for that $1 in a safer way to do it. So we need to standardize a lot of regional practices and implement them into our economy. So our labor force needs strengthening, and the Youth in Agriculture program is a way to strengthen our labor force that is going to contribute to our food security. So we are blessing Grenada with rivers. Once we have water, I believe we should be saving it. I believe the farmers should be saving their waters, and the young people are victimized here because we do not have the assets or the financial assistance. We, as young people, because I'm not going to use that term, but we could be able to show Grenada what we can do. And we need the guidance and support and mentor of our elders. So we need more unity between young people and elders. I speak to a lot of elders. I spoke to Jerome Thomas, etc., Andy Paul. I spoke to a lot of elders, different age, and they show me life on a different level. So I'm telling you, we need more involvement with our elders. You don't have to hit somebody's child. You could talk to them. Those who want to listen, you talk to them. Those who don't want to listen to you, we need more elders in different areas of our communities stepping out to guide the youths from making mistakes that they have made. show them the reality of what's in there and what's outside of there.
Let me ask you a question. With your youthful perspective, do you think that our current crop of politicians, those at the helm of our political mandate at the moment, do you as youth, do you all feel engaged enough? Do you think they are doing enough to gainfully involve young people or youth into productive sectors?
I've seen a start in our current administration. I've seen a start, and I thank them for giving us young people and starting to give our young people an opportunity. Because for the longest while, I was not even given an opportunity before. And the fact that I have given an opportunity, people can see me and say, well, Jamal, you look so much different than before. And I feel like we're moving in the right direction as Grenadians, and I'm on board to be able to talk to you, but next thing, we need to see more involvement. I haven't spoken to individuals in person like how I'm talking to you. I have so many things to talk about, and we have so many things to talk about, and we have to reach the point that it's not gonna... We have to see a brighter way out of this, Grenada. Right? You're not just young people and elders. We need to unite, so I believe that we should continue to involve young people and give them a chance to be responsible. Not just with a child in a hand, but responsible with a business and a positive impact into our society and a whole. We have environmental issues we need to deal with. That's affecting our agriculture and our water tourism and also the fishermen. It's actually affecting everybody. We need to be able to unite and deal with these issues. Brothers and sisters, we will continue to converse, and I believe that God is going to be able to shine a light on me so that I'll be able to reach in a position, to be able to make changes for everybody and show everybody that it's not about an individual. It's about somebody who's willing to stop and talk despite the condition they're in. Stop and talk and put a smile on someone's face. And we're talking about our labor force, brothers and sisters. I don't want to stray too much from the topic because I know we're talking about agriculture. So our labor force in the agriculture sector is going to be strengthened. And we need to introduce it to the young people in the schools, the greenhouses, the nurseries. We need the young people to see how it is to actually grow a plant instead of buying a plant and put it in a hole, but grow a plant in the right conditions and the right environment for it to flourish, of course. So we have two arms. And we need to identify that these two arms are the young people, the youths. Now, there are young people who decide straight up, after I've done school, or if I don't want school, I'm going to work. That's some young people and how they think. So those who decide to become entrepreneurs, I commend you. I encourage you to get certified in whatever food practices, whatever it is you're doing, so that people are going to be able to come from different countries and see the quality of standards that we have, and we could be able to be acknowledged on a regional scale as well. So we already acknowledged on a regional scale for our natural resources, but we need to be able to be acknowledged for our customer service as well. So looking at the first arm, this is young people who decide to get a job and start a business. Even if it's drinks you're selling, right? Beers, if it's whatever food you choose to sell, seafood, veggies you want to sell. I big up the farmers by the road that's selling. Brothers and sisters, I big them up because you don't have food in the country. And if they decide one day not to come out and sell melon, sell okra, sell cucumber, we don't have. And what we're gonna do? Nobody want to plant because they're not getting enough support to motivate them forward. So as I'm talking about the job part about it, we need a diversified workforce in Grenada. young people as well as elders, because it's a transition, step-by-step process in life. You advance. That's why I say educational advancement. So we need advancements in our labor force as well, brothers and sisters. Now, I'm going to stick to the point again. So we see so many community activities, like for instance in Grand Mall in Busheju needs that same community center, right? It was brought to our attention that it needs to fix. People can damage, people can, we need insurance for these type of things, and we don't have. So we need to be able to at least put things in place so that people don't get hurt or people don't die. So brothers and sisters, in these natural ways, we need to be able to safeguard our people and safeguard our people, because why they make up our labor force. We can't just have important people going. We cannot just have the rest of people believing that they're not important. You are important. And to the young people, you are important, and we see you as important people to today's society, and we encourage you to go to school and learn well and do your work, and make sure that you have a supervised person there with you, ensuring that you're writing down the right thing. Help your brother, help your sister, help somebody who do have somebody, be that somebody, right? And we need to have more community parental watch. Look out for somebody. If you see something gonna happen, you don't know if it's potential threat or if somebody is hostage, or you don't know, you need to be able to give account for one another. I will never let see something bad happen to my brother and don't try my best to say, okay, I see you go down the road there, so I know if anything happens, it's down there you go be. Right? So we need to have that in our heads as Grenadians and safeguard our future and our people. So the young people and their jobs. So we have a lot of work to do. So if there's a situation where in Grand Mall there's a coastal wall that is fenced, a fence wall that is there, and of course it's salt. It's gonna corrode and it's gonna deteriorate, and people are gonna get hurt, right? And these are job opportunities for people in the communities as well, right? Not just one contractor bring a pile of man from day and he had them dropping them from one job to the next job to the next job with a truck, and no. Hello. We will never move forward like that, because these are barriers that's preventing growth within our communities. And it's not nothing political, but I believe the people within the communities who don't have a job needs to get a job. And this is not no political gimmick. It's just straight up. Grenada, straight up. We need that. We need people in our communities. I see so much young people. Listen, we need to encourage them to be business owners as well. So business owners. And guess what I'm doing for those young agriculture farmers? I went out of my way, brothers and sisters. As a youth parliamentary, I'm not funded for this. And I purchased a couple of seeds because I do agriculture. I'm a beekeeper, I remember. I'm telling you, pollination, everything works hand in hand. So I bought the seeds and I realized, well, I don't have land for all of these seeds. I don't have. The little piece my father tell me to plant a two little corn as decided I want to follow the whole place. But he had things to plant too. So I tell myself, well, what I go do? I done bought them seeds already. And then I just started to say, well, okay, this person here have a lot of land and he just nothing doing with it. So I said, bro, you want some seedlings? I have extra, It's not nothing, nobody pay me for this, right? I'm showing you like this is something that I encourage him to do. From him, he called it pad now up in Montgomery. He called that person down in Point and Cherry Hill. Everybody find out. I say, okay, I have. So people realizing now we go have food security problems because they listen to me when I talk. Young people do talk. We do talk. And we have conversations about life. And we decided, well, if we do have land, the little backyard farming we have, we're going to be able to start doing it and more effective. But some of us complain that we don't have shade for this. So we're trying to do our best as young people. Because the little assets and little funds we have, we're trying to do what we can. And to the elders, it might take us some years, but we know once we have your support and guidance, it's going to happen a bit faster because we are humble enough to have that conversation like right now. So brothers and sisters, I gave out a couple plans within the communities, and I'm trying my best. So in the next 3 months' time, and at least somebody could go on the side of the road and sell some melons, right? Somebody could have some kitchen peppers to go and season the chicken with. So at least I'm showing them that it's important to eat what you grow. And we don't put chemicals. We have natural stuff.
Okay.
So
we need to take our final commercial break in the segment, and then what we'll do, we'll open the lines and we can tie up because we're coming to the close.
Okay.
All right, folks, we'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Coming up, Friendship 7K excitement, local business support in St. Martin, greater air travel to destinations like Barbuda, accommodated in style, the contributions of Raymond Lawrence. It's all next on this station.
It's time to lace up, Grenada. The 25th Grenadian General Insurance Half Marathon and 10K is back, happening on Sunday, November 17th, starting at 2 p.m. Feel the adrenaline rush from Corinth St. David's all the way to the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. 10K starts in Woodlands for participants under the age of 15, with monetary prizes up for grabs for the top 10 male and female finishers in the half marathon and the top 5 male and female finishers in the 10K, plus a special prize for the oldest finisher and special cash prize for the school or club or organization with the most finishers. And don't worry, we've got you covered with transportation provided. Ready to race? Let's hit the road! Sunday, November 17th. Register now and be part of Grenada's biggest race event of the year.
I tell people nurses are not just nurses in the region. We really do owe them sincere appreciation, love, gratitude.
Meeting people in a vulnerable state, it's definitely a calling. And that's why I chose this profession.
We appreciate these people for really bringing us through challenging times. We appreciate you. We love you.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Hi, we're here at Answer Coating Grenada Limited, a proud sponsor of Christmas with GBN. And this year, we're giving up to 40% off various items.
And the customers actually have the opportunity to win up to $1,000 cash. So we encourage you to stay tuned to Christmas with GBN and look out for all other in-store promotions and product information.
And don't forget, this December, a night of shopping with Answer Coatings.
Proud sponsors of Christmas with GBN includes Ace Hardware, Hubbard's, Flow, Grenada Duty Free, and Answer Coatings.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the Point program for this morning. We've got 3 minutes left. So what I'm going to do, I know quite a number of you have been trying to get to know Jamal better. I'll give you the opportunity to call in 435-2041. That's the number to call, and you can get in on the conversation. Jamal, before we have a caller right away. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Yes, let me ask the young man, is he aware that there's not enough flat arable land in Grenada? I mean, look at the topography of Grenada. Very hilly and mountainous. Okay, that's one item. So agriculture is limited in a sense to all the flat land, and there's not much flat land. St. Andrews have, St. George's don't have, St. David's have few of it. But anyway, you have to look into consideration where that is concerned. You could promote agriculture all you want, but if you don't have the proper land, the flat land where you can use tools like the tractors to plow the land, and most tractors are damaged because they're deep-rooted plants in the soil and it mashes up the tractors. All these things have to be looked into. A little kitchen garden in the back of your house, that's minor. That's not mean much anyway. And then, by the way, I want to mention the fact that when we talk about we have poor and vulnerable, I guess you read your Bible and you know what it says. We'll always have the poor with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jamal, your response?
Well, first, brother, God is good, right? The way you think determines either you're going to make it or not. So, when I mean poor and vulnerable, I mean the mind, how you think. Either it make you successful or it don't make you successful. I think I should clarify that to everybody. Is your mind that really controls your behavior? Is your mind that shows if you're limiting yourself? And if it is that your mind is not strong enough to cope with what's happening, brothers and sisters, listen, your mind will tell you things, but you have to be over your mind.
Okay. We have another caller on the line. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yes, good morning. First of all, I wanted to congratulate that young man who is on the program right now, and I love working with young people, and I'm going to get in touch with him. He has wonderful potential, and he mentioned the phrase "poor and vulnerable." We have to get rid of that poor and vulnerable mentality. And prepare our people to do better, look at their weaknesses, help them to get stronger instead of criticizing and being negative. So, young man, keep up your good work, reach out, and another thing I love about you, you love the Lord. Because without him, we cannot do it. So, and we are going to work to get rid of the poor and vulnerable mentality. We are going to be people who are working hard to develop ourselves. We always have room for more, and we must reach out to our brother, our sister before they think that they are poor and vulnerable. So let us get rid of poor and vulnerable, and let us have a people who are resilient, who are working hard, who are productive, who are caring for each other. This is what Grenada is all about. God bless you, and we will work together as younger and older, and I'm in the older majority right now.
Okay, thank you very much, caller.
Right.
Jamal, we out of time. Your parting remarks to the listening and viewing audience?
I'll come back next time. We will finish our conversation, and we'll have more things to talk about, brothers and sisters. Remember, God is good, and it's God's plan, and we need to be able to move forward with God, right? In this mental health thing, music will not, unless it's the type of music you're listening to and the frequency you're putting in your head. It's a mental and psychological issue we're facing right now, and we need to be able to have God close to us, brothers and sisters, to move forward as one, united, as Grenadians. Don't know, we'll link up again.
All right, thank you very much, folks. I have been speaking there with Jamal Mitchell, a youth parliamentarian, and we look forward to him coming back at some other point on the program to expound further on the plans and aspirations that he has for us. That's it for To The Point. The mid-morning program is up next. Don't you go anywhere.